number of our listeners are curious for your perspective on, the roller coaster developments between the leadership and board of OpenAI last month. Anything we can learn from that whole saga?
Well, we could spend the entire episode, given how important this is with kind of key learnings. But I would say it's one of the things of kind of how board of directors governance works. And it's the different lens of kind of like, as it were, the importance of humanity, because there isn't anything that you can do to particularly change the structure of boards of directors to avoid errors like the OpenAI one. It's kind of one of the places where expertise matters, knowing how to be a good board member, what are the questions asked? Because among other things, part of what happens here is in life and in these organizations, there's a bunch of fast-moving, kind of fender scrapes and risks taking and zones for misunderstanding and so forth. And, I've had that across a whole number of companies that I've been on the board of. And you have to have the right kind of skills and perspectives as a board member in order to know how to sort them out. And when is this something that you tolerate? When is, that's part of moving fast and doing stuff. When is this something that you work on internally? When is this something you make a drastic move because of? I think the short answer of this was, I think the board made a number of mistakes, which is, I think fairly obvious now, after the whole process. Sam was trying to be so attentive to the AI safety folks that as opposed to kind of staffing a board with people who okay, I understand board of director dynamics really well, he was staffing with AI safety in mind. And he wanted to be really clear about the fact that he wasn't in solo control. He was trying to be really careful about AI safety, all of which were well-intentioned, but we kind of devolved to a place where the board was not well-skilled in what to be doing as a board, right? And so when they kind of encountered this thing of we've got this episode that has caused us to lose confidence, they kind of acted like, people who didn't really understand boards and kind of what are the things to do. And so when they were challenged by other people about, you say you've lost confidence in Sam, but by the way, from an outside perspective, either I should have confidence in Sam or I should have confidence in you. So why should I have confidence in you versus Sam? And they couldn't answer that question, right? And that's one of the central things that a competent board of directors would know is to say, look, if I'm going to make this kind of decision, I have to be preserving trust across a wide variety of constituents, my employees, most centrally among them, but of course also shareholders and society and all the rest. And there isn't just the presumption because I'm sitting on the board that everyone should just have confidence in me. And so I think what you saw, with the employee, there's literally, I've never seen anything like it, even in an organization of 20 or 30 people, where 700 people, a huge percentage of the organization, write and say, fire yourselves and reinstate the CEO or I quit and I go to work for Microsoft. You also saw that on, they appointed Mira Murati as the interim CEO. And within the same day that they appointed her, she's like, well, you guys aren't doing this the right way. I'm not your interim CEO. I don't think you're doing this the right way. You lost confidence from the person you appointed as interim CEO in hours, right? And so that kind of, all of that highlights a whole bunch of mechanical mistakes and other kinds of things that the board of directors did. And I think that the importance of board of directors and the importance of the competence and the skills of it, in addition to well-meaning, being smart, having high integrity and all the rest, all of which, by the way, I think the former board of OpenAI has, but failed on execution and competence about how to know what to do.